Mm,
Oh yeah, we are.
Bam, 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 bam,
Oh man, of course we're
bam.
gonna go live, and
Yeah.
now I want to finish my snack. God damn it!
Right, you're
And
gonna have
we're on live
about
already.
47 seconds to do
Oh,
so.
that's
Hello,
Hello.
hello, what's up, bro?
Hey, it's the What's Up Bro podcast. We talk movies, sports, TV shows, pop culture, and it's funny, motherfuckers. With nary signs. I'm like, what? How can this? They have Photoshop. Photoshop exists when this artist rendition was done. How the fuck is this not cooler looking than a sketch that looks like it was done by a hillbilly off the side of the road? What the fuck are we talking? Why is this a thing?
So you're telling me there's a chance?
With Missy
just let me finish my thought before you fucking interrupt me. Wrong room to ask questions.
Welcome to the party, pal!
and Mike Markadal.
I'm just glad I like vanilla boring sex like this. I'm glad that the sex I enjoy won't get me killed.
That's how winning is done.
Hey, I'm Dave Chappelle, and this is What's Up, Bro.
All right. Welcome to the What's Up Bro podcast, your favorite podcast where you come to watch and listen to people, friends, debate and argue, and kind of lose respect for each other.
Friends.
One moment, one increment of time. I am Nary Signs. With
That's a very bleak way to start the
Yeah.
show, my
I
dude.
was like
Hey,
watching
welcome to
your
What's
face
Up,
the
Bro.
entire
Fuck
time.
you.
We hate each other.
We're not
tell
friends
them
at all.
why
We
you're-
haven't been
tell them-
friends for like 8 years.
Yeah,
Whatever.
tell them why you're off. We're getting off to this as start. We've been dealing with audio issues this whole time. Pre-roll.
Technical.
oh, is that why? I was like, wait, why? Do you want me to be honest? And then you said audio issues. I go, yes, that is
That's
also
why.
true.
Yeah.
That is also
Wait, what
true.
is-
Like I said, I am Nary Signs. With me is Missy
Hello.
and Michael.
What's up, bro?
No,
Hello,
he said,
Michael.
He said the thing.
And Stephanie Mayer Sr.
Who's on our same time zone?
Guys, it is
Did we
also
celebrate
dark
that
where I
last
am.
week?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Got it.
Yes. So it's the
But I'm
first
still excited about it.
episode. It's the first episode of the year. Two things I want to address off the bat following last week's episode. One, last week's episode, I kept saying like I wish I did the research as to how many episodes we put out last year of WuBro. And the moment we got off the air, I did a all of 30-second count, and we actually did 49 episodes last year, which is pretty good.
That's that 52
Everyone.
is the full year, one a week.
Yeah.
So we
And
only
considering the
missed-
fact that in 2020 we did 17 episodes, I think 49 is a bit
We
of an
picked up
upgrade.
some speed.
good
So,
for
Yeah.
us.
yes.
It
So
feels
I
more
wanted
like
to
2020 was like, just like very special episodes, just considering how rare they were.
A very
Yeah.
special today on a very special
special.
What's Up, Bro?
Today on a special episode. of
and then the other
Blossom.
thing is because you're on the same time zone, Stephanie, I wanted to ask you, do you guys have this in Australia? It is Hershey Zero Sugar.
That sounds like a nightmare.
To be honest, if we do, it has never held my attention.
Why would you have sugar with chocolate with no sugar? Like,
Also,
Well,
it is-
especially
it
milk
a-
chocolate.
Yeah, it's actually dark chocolate because
Oh.
milk chocolate is the one that has the sugar. Dark chocolate is the pure form of like.
What does
the-
it have?
the-
now I'm interested.
What does it use to sweeten? Because if it's not,
I don't know. It
Holy
has.
Spirit.
Because I know they use like monk fruit now, but they also have like artificial sweeteners. But you can use like monk fruit and some other.
I use
thing.
monk fruit in my coffee.
Yeah, it's like a no. It doesn't process the same
No, I'm
way as
not.
sugar,
I'm not religious.
but still.
But
Padre, Espíritu Santo, azúcar. Amén.
Amen.
but I got these in Mexico, and I can't find them in the States. I have Googled and Amazoned, and they don't have this in the States. And I'm like, fuck, where can I? So they're
I will
really
do a
good. They're-
search.
So it's only available in Mexico. or
I'm not saying only.
outside, right? But that means
I'm saying I can't find it in the States, and I find them in Mexico.
let's all take bets as to how it violates FDA standards.
I mean, it's still
Who's
made
not
by
getting
Hershey's.
paid?
It said no sugar though.
Bro, do you have any idea how vile these big company? Listen here, man.
Oh
We're
man,
getting started
Where
early.
is your hat? Where is your
under
hat?
6 minutes, folks.
Oh, my hat. My hat
If
was
you
actually
had-
the top of our Christmas tree.
If you
this
had
year.
6 minutes of the new year, of the first episode of the new year, before
Yeah.
Mike gets conspiracy theory, Mike comes out.
He attacked us.
Ironically enough, it's not a conspiracy. Like it's 100%
Look what
true.
you did.
Like it's legit terrible. Like Nestle, like the company is. Oh wait, I have another one. Hold on. This was just handed to me.
By your assistant. Oh boy.
Oh, that one's good. That one looks like you like went off grid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one looks like you're Aaron Rodgers.
All right, here's where we're at. Nestle is a terrible company, and they think that human beings don't own the rights to the water that comes out of the ground, that it should be bottled.
Have
And
you ever
then
tried
sold-
Strawberry Quick? That shit is awesome.
Look, this just makes me think that we really should for 2022 make like a WuBro bingo. Just like the stuff
WuBro
that
bingo?
will-
Sure, hell yeah.
yeah, just the shit that'll happen on air. Have some of the listeners chip in. See who wins.
Well, yeah, a bingo card would be good. We could each get how many little squares does
It's
a bingo
25.
card?
The center one is the free square, and the free square should just be someone says, "What's up, bro?"
Sure. I think the free square is
Or
already
someone says,
you
"Bro."
go. Okay. I was
Bro
gonna say free
is the
square is
free
already
square.
conspiracy theory, Mike. I think.
No, because there's some episodes where I'm not here.
Fair.
That's
right.
But yeah, but I definitely, that the Hershey's, they hate it in other countries because of a chemical that they put in it that supposedly to other people in other countries, like Swiss chocolate, people hate it because it tastes like vomit. They say it tastes like vomit.
Well, I mean, isn't
Hershey's
Swiss
isn't
chocolate
big
supposed
in-
to be like top shelf?
Well, anywhere you can get good chocolate anywhere, but like the Hershey's specifically adds something in their chocolate that the rest of the world is like, yeah, it tastes like vomit. And I'm like,
Maybe it's imperialism.
Maybe, yeah.
It's not. It's
Yeah.
Hershey's is not
You know what
huge
this-
over in Australia though.
You know what tastes like vomit? Freedom. It tastes like vomit. If you're a communist,
I mean,
yeah. So if you're in one of those communist countries, freedom does taste like vomit.
Yeah, those communist countries like Switzerland.
They're the worst. Don't even get me started on Switzerland.
Those
really.
no
don't get me
side
started.
taking motherfuckers. Pick a side. Capitalizing on Nazi gold and stealing money.
You have the worst cheese in the fucking world.
Hot, that is a hot
That-
take.
very
That's
hot.
hotter
Swiss
than the
cheese
chocolate.
is fucking the
I was
worst.
thinking fondue.
Ooh.
Is that
Swiss cheese is the worst. I can't think of a
No,
worse
fondue
cheese
is
than
how
Swiss
you like
cheese.
the act of melting the cheese. I don't think it's.
Yeah, but wasn't that the Swiss? Who
No,
made
there's a
fondue?
different kind of
Who
cheese
made
in
fondue?
Hey Siri.
Am I thinking Gruyere? I think I'm
Who
thinking
it. I
Gruyere.
think so. I'll
The
tell
melting
you what,
pot.
in France, when I go visit my family, they have a thing called raclette.
Swiss restaurateur
Ooh, I love
introduced fondue bourguignon at his chalet Swiss restaurant in 1956. In the mid-1960s, he invented chocolate fondue as part of a promotion for Toblerone chocolate.
The Swiss.
Conrad Igley. Yeah.
I used to think Toblerone was like the cream of
Thanks,
the
Alfred.
crop chocolate, because you would see it in.
I never went to the
You
melting
just
pot.
see it in movies and stuff. Huh? You've never
Melting
been to
pot
the
is
melting
great.
pot?
I mean, it's still open.
I don't think they are. Not in Miami.
Yes.
I think
I
did
have
they close?
reservations to go to them next Friday. What are you talking about?
I don't know where you're going.
Where's the melting pot in Miami?
On Kendo and 117th.
Nope.
What are you talking? I have reservations for them next week.
There's a Chick-fil-A there now. So
That's
enjoy
on
that.
127th and Kendall.
Oh, I don't know. 117. Where's
I'm
117?
117th and Sunset. Sorry.
You see? I was like, no, Kendo, that's not it. No, yeah. Vanessa told me the other day. I have never been there. It's fine.
I have never
Switzerland
been there.
Better
It's
than melting
fine.
pot, but
Like he's okay with it.
Yolanda says Switzerland makes the best chocolate, hands down.
yeah, it's pretty
I'm
great.
so happy you're
But is it-
here.
Yeah.
Yay!
What's
I
up,
missed
yo?
her.
Did you guys peep
Who
the
makes the
Jason?
best chocolate, hands up?
I Wait, okay,
I'm
so we
trying to
got to
think
make
of
sure
it.
we get to everything. So in today's title, we just got to make sure we got to get it all. This is my.
Oh my God,
nostalgia.
Mike! It's
We
the
gotta
fucking
talk
new year.
Usher.
New year, new
Look
you.
at his hat, Neri. Leave him alone.
We got to talk Usher. I mean Jason DeRulo.
Yes, I was looking
Binge
at it.
versus weekly release. Hot
Oh,
debate
God,
happening
no.
on Twitter. And internet spoilers and 100-year prison sentence reduction. I don't know what that is.
I don't know. I didn't know what that one is. I'm not gonna lie. I took a screenshot of our title today so that I could be like, let's see.
That's what
Oh,
I'm
I
doing right
don't know. I wouldn't even know how to look that up. I
Yeah,
think we should start with the good news of the 110
Yeah, 100-year prison reduction.
So
What
this kid, I don't know names. I'm sure Neri is looking it up or has it. But this kid is
Nope.
he's a truck driver. He drives the big rigs, and fatal car accident and in Denver, Colorado. Trial and convicted, and then they sentenced him to 25 years per person that died. There were 4 people that died, and then Colorado has a thing where you can't you can't serve, like, you have to serve consecutively, so it would have been 100+ years that he would have
It was
served.
110 years.
And he's 27. Like, he's not gonna make it. So that caught wind.
Oh, no one would make.
No. No one's getting back out of that.
He's a 2-year-old. He might make it. He might make it.
Yeah. And it was because. And
Also,
and
real
Yolanda's,
quick, Missy's doing a great job. There, just to add context, he was not drunk driving. He was not under the influence. He is not an illegal immigrant. Not that that has anything to fucking do with it, but people on the internet are stupid. He did nothing wrong. It was literally proven to be a mechanical error.
Yeah.
It
like
was
a failure.
brakes failed.
Oh.
Yeah.
And this kid's life, like when he got sentenced, you should have seen this kid. He was fucking bawling, crying because he was so upset that people died, as any normal human being would. And they sentenced him to 110 years. And the internet was at an uproar. And of course, because the internet every once in a while does something good. So the internet was at an uproar. And finally, the governor of Colorado heard and said, I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair.
Okay.
And he reduced it to 10 years.
That's still too much for
And
an
he's
accident.
but he's eligible for parole in 5. So
It's still too much for an accident. He didn't
Mike,
do anything
Mike,
wrong.
your mic's really low.
yeah,
Oh, well,
agreed,
okay.
but you know,
He didn't do anything wrong.
but he's not going to die in prison now. So
Mike, take the hat off.
I did.
Understand that he's gonna get out. Like he's gonna make it.
Mike's like, this is just my hair.
but that's the thing that is like, it's frustrating because an accident happened, and if it was found to be anything negligent in his service record or anything, like he skipped mechanic updates or whatever, there was literally nothing. He was not at fault for anything. It's not like he was like a drunk driver or whatever. Yeah, something, people have to be responsible for, someone has to be responsible for it, like, because somebody died, but like, it's just an accident. Like, it was an accident. Like, you can't hold someone responsible for something that is not their fault. I'm
He
so
wasn't
mad.
completely blameless. I'm reading here that he was traveling an estimated 85 in a 45, carrying lumber.
Wait, he was I didn't know that. I didn't know he was speeding. Then no, fuck that guy.
No, but I know what you mean. Like, at that point,
You know
if,
what I mean? Like,
if he's not completely
That's
blameless,
reckless.
if he was
No,
completely blameless,
I'm sorry.
then-
I didn't know he was speeding. Was that because that wasn't in the article that I read? I just read that it was a mechanical failure and all that stuff. Clearly, the internet left some pieces out in the thing that I read. Because it's like in Liar Liar. It's like, I object. Why? Because it's devastating to my case.
okay,
Then
but
forget. I didn't know he was speeding. Fuck that. Take all of that fervor away. Because fuck that guy.
well,
No, at that
saying
point, I
110
think. At that point, I think
You said
10 years,
110
I'm like,
years is fine. You're saying you're okay with 110
No.
years?
No.
I mean, that's like judges getting, like, the fact that judges get to just be judges forever and no accountability and stuff like that, like, is messed up, because then they can get on there and just be like, I'm going to use you as an example.
Yeah.
You want to know why, Yolanda? Because I can accept when I'm wrong. I can accept it, and I can change.
You know what I like about Mike? His humility.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he's so humble.
No,
And
those
he's
are two
damn
different
proud of
things.
Can we
Humility
talk
and being
about? Yeah, no. This week I learned that pretentious and intelligence are two different cups of tea. Two
Wait,
different
tell-
cups of tea.
What?
Do tell me how you found this out.
What are you talking about?
Oh,
Story
we
time.
can't. We can't.
No, well, let me
No,
try.
we can't.
Okay,
Can we bake it up?
later?
We
Oh,
can't.
come
Ooh,
on.
is this a WuBro after hours topic?
Sure.
Where we have to do it off
Sure.
mic?
Yes.
Can it be like a
Yeah.
blind items thing? Can you at least tell
No,
us
I
that?
can't.
This A+ list,
but
mostly TV actor.
on the on the back on the fun side of the internet, this morning I woke up to a fantastic Twitter trend, which was Jason Derulo was trending,
Yes.
and I jumped on that.
Who?
Jason Derulo.
Oh, you mean Usher?
Wait, so here's the thing. Here's why. So first of all, the headlines are clickbait. No surprise. It wasn't that he didn't snap because they called him Jason Derulo. He snapped because they didn't snap because they called him Usher. He snapped because he said, "Hey, is that Usher? Fuck you, bitch." And it's the fuck you bitch that sent him over, not Usher.
But if it makes him feel any better, they were saying "fuck you, bitch" to Usher. Not
That's
However-
it's like, you Usher, fuck you, Usher, and they'd be like, yeah,
However-
fuck Usher.
The tweets that followed that, which I sent to our group chat, had me in stitches because it was like, this guy
Yeah.
goes, Jason Derulo says his name in every song only for him to be mistaken as another artist. I would be mad too. And then another one said, how could anybody mistake Jason Derulo for anybody else? He says his name every 8 seconds like Pokemon. And I
That one I
can't
love. That one I
Like
love.
Pokemon was good.
how
Yeah.
so he's probably gonna catch, like, they have it on video, and he got a couple of good swings in there, like nailed the people
Yeah, there was a
square in the
a
face.
genuine good shot.
They're
So
really
there are gonna
gonna
be
hate
some
Usher.
lawsuits. Yeah, there are gonna be some lawsuits, but I feel
As
like
of right now, they're not pressing charges.
Yeah,
no,
Well,
civil lawsuits. They can
Oh, yeah.
they can.
for sure.
He
there's
broke
gonna
my
be civil.
face. I want 10 million. Like that kind of shit.
I'm scared of Usher now, so I have
But
emotional
this
distress.
is what I'm wondering, right? I'm wondering if like no one else was filming Jason Derulo when this happened. There was no evidence from what the news story had been that Usher kicked someone's ass.
Suddenly the police are knocking on Usher's door. And
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck?
"Hey,
I was
what's up,
home
bro?"
yesterday. I haven't been to Vegas in years.
What?
Yeah, that guy's
my
gonna hate
God.
Usher for the rest of his fucking life. He's like,
Oh,
"What the
Lord
dickhead?"
have
Wouldn't it be
mercy.
funny they arrest Usher and then they like he's like, what? I wasn't in Vegas, and then they show him the video and he goes, I guess I was. I guess I was in
Just
Vegas.
like-
I guess I was in Vegas.
Oh my god.
Just don't look
So-
alike.
I was gonna say that I wasn't, but the video is pretty conclusive.
Yeah. It just makes me wonder, like, why did that guy think that was Usher? I don't know. I just want a whole story. And also,
Well,
what was
maybe
this
there
guy's
was a-
initial beef with Usher?
Maybe
Like-
the microaggression would set him off too because he was wearing a face mask. So
It's just,
you
well,
know what I
yes.
mean?
So racism.
Yeah, and then I think the "fuck you, bitch" was it was a 1-2 punch. It was the racism and then the "fuck you, bitch."
Jason Derulo threw the 1-2 punch, man. He got a
He
clean
got in
fucking
some
hit.
really clean shots. Kudos to him. His lawyers are really happy about this because they just kicked off the year with a fat bonus check.
Yeah.
In other news,
However,
Jason Derulo is gonna be boxing another YouTube star,
Yeah.
Jake Paul.
Jake
Yeah.
Paul.
Jake
So
Paul's
you-
talking so much shit to Dana White. Like Dana White's gonna be like, "Oh, okay, white guy. Like here's 50 million." Like no.
What? What's happening?
Yeah,
Jake Paul wants.
so
I know
Jake
Jake
Paul-
Paul thinks he's. Dana White's like, test that guy for steroids because clearly he's juicing. You know.
So
what I mean? Like,
Jake-
No, so Jake Paul called Dana White a cokehead multiple times, and Dana
Publicly.
White said publicly,
in a
and
text
Dana
thread.
White said, "I don't do coke, and I'm willing to get tested for cocaine randomly for 10 years, if you are willing to get tested for steroids for the next 2 years."
oh,
And then Jake Paul's rebuttal to that was, "I'll give up boxing. I'll stop boxing if, and then he listed a long list of demands that would benefit the UFC fighters.
One of which,
Right.
Better pay, better insurance.
okay, yes,
He
that
didn't deny
part.
the steroids though.
That part was, I guess, there was a smidge of integrity there, but the thing that really set the Twitterverse off was that he challenged George Masvidal, who's a fucking animal, a fucking animal of a fighter, and he's like, and then,
and he's a Trump supporter, so I'm guessing he's an animal as a human being too.
Oh yeah, no, like I don't
That's
like
the Trump guy.
Yeah, he's a super Trump supporter, but he can fucking square up pretty good. So
he's not a bad fighter,
that's
but...
something.
Yeah, I won't say that to his face.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'd be like, you know what? You have your right to be politically
also
independent.
be like, I'm into bipartisan, like
I'm
working together.
apolitical. You want to give me money?
Roll me into a pretzel.
If that guy squared up on me, he was like, "You have a fucking problem with my politics," I would immediately bitch up and be like, "I'm a Republican as well."
Why would you think I'm not?
Yeah, who cares about false advertising these days?
I do nothing but eat Goya beans and fucking and watch The Apprentice. I don't know what you're talking. Like, what? This is amazing.
I say at the Mar-a-Lago every time I fight with my mom.
I immediately I would immediately bitch up. Like there would be no like.
No,
there would be a side-by-side video of me on this podcast being like, "Fucking Trump is stupid," and then what? I'm a Republican too. Like there would be
just
that,
like you in the MAGA hat,
that
like,
quick. Yeah,
the same 180 I took when I found out that guy was speeding. That's the 180 you'd take.
And then they would have me on talk shows, and they'd be like, "You previously have stated multiple times how much you hated Trump, and then when George Masvidal squared up on you, you immediately said that you were a Republican." And I was like, "Because I'm mature enough to admit when I'm wrong," and that's my
also,
answer.
I have 3 kids and a wife, and I don't want to die. But more the other thing.
Definitely one of those two things.
Yeah. He made some really good points.
Yeah, everyone's entitled to their own research. Sorry, I know that triggers you. I'm sorry.
Speaking of research, Mizzy, because you did mention our group chat.
What?
Can we talk about like false advertising on Tinder?
Yes. Today, I was yet again deceived and disappointed by these goddamn dating apps.
This is a new form of catfishing. Like
I had
100%.
I had been talking to some guy on Hinge. He seemed pretty cool. Not all the red flags that usually would get me to like ignore a profile. He passed the vibe check, if you will. There were 2 pictures of him with his dog, so I was like, if I go on a date with him, I could possibly play with the dog. I was thinking,
you could also just get a dog.
I'm trying to.
You don't need to bring the middleman into
this.
The
point is that he had, so I'd been talking to him for a couple weeks. He seemed pretty normal, good banter, MCU guy, talking about Spider-Man, like pretty good rapport. And then I went missing for a couple of days because there's like a COVID situation happening in my house. Oof. So I checked in with him today and I was like, "Hey, sorry, I didn't ghost you. I just have this COVID situation." And I kind of explained the scenario where there's somebody in my house that is sick and doesn't want to get tested. And so it's causing this entire fucking fuckery.
Oh, wow.
Of
really?
tension. Yeah. And so the response to that was, "Oh, I understand why they don't want to get tested." And I was like, time for a probing question.
Bing bong.
Yes, bing bong. So I was like, because of the lights? And then I got, no, because I think it's fake. COVID is fake. And you should look into the masks that they make people that work with pesticides wear at... Here comes the hat. And
for him.
Yeah, no, I know. And compared to the cloths that they supposedly claim is going to help us. And so before you go off, Mike, I have yet to respond to that because there's so many angles I could take that I don't know how to approach. I could be like, hey, you're an asshole. I know people in the front lines that are healthcare workers. Stop being a dick and be more responsible. Or that's a very ableist perspective to have. There are people that are immune compromised. Tons of angles that I could take to. I don't know which way to be like, you done fucked up, son.
Yeah.
But
like I don't know how many ways to say fuck you.
Now,
like, I don't.
Now I'm gonna level up the story by saying that his profile has him. He checked off liberal, and I'm like, excuse me.
Okay, this is where.
Mike, it's your time to shine. Hit me, buddy.
Because
no, but you also said he said he's vaccinated.
Yes, he said he's vaccinated, and he said that he because that's a thing that you can a feature you can check off.
It's like overt now.
Yes,
there's like a tick. Like what is it?
Yeah, you get a stamp of like vaccinated. I'll show you. I'll show you.
What other vaccines can you like stamp onto your thing? I wish there was just like
now I don't even know like
hepatitis. HPV. Boom, HPV gang. Hey.
So that's done.
I've never had it.
That's
so
done.
That was a thing that was happening like a couple years into the Trump presidency, where there was two things happening. Online, there was an online dating sites. Republican men were pissed because they weren't suddenly like not getting unmatched, but like they would get matched, and then when something would come up, they'd be like, "Fuck you, you Republican piece of shit," right? And then so they'd be like, "Oh, these girls don't match. Oh, you can't be honest on here. We're being canceled or whatever the fuck." It's like, nah, you're just unfuckable. So like, be and then go back to Farmers Only or Christian Mingle or whatever. And then the women who are conservative. What's that?
Way to
go, Tony.
Have a stamp for shingles.
Oh yeah.
The women.
Oh, and the women were getting mad because they were saying that they wished conservative men treated them better, which is like also like, well, yeah, you idiot, like you moron, and it's like
I love the fact that Mike is explaining this, and she was like, and he said Republican women were getting upset because conservative men weren't treating them better, and then with no sense of irony, Mike, a liberal, goes, "Yeah, you idiots.
Yeah, you idiots. You fucking Republican dumbasses. You irresponsible fucks capitalizing on white supremacy.
You fucking enablers.
You mafia wives of racism. Fuck you.
You patriarchy fucking
go fuck yourselves.
All of that. Go on.
Beneficiaries of hate and a corrupt capitalist system. Yeah.
I'm
sorry they don't. Nobody's nice to you. They shouldn't be. Fuck it.
This guy, and the thing is that up until a couple of days ago, when I started dealing with the COVID crisis here, I'm negative, by the way. Just whatever. The drama's happening in the house. Thanks.
Dun, dun, dun. What? It's true. I just got it last week.
I know.
Everybody's getting it.
I'm getting tested on Friday again. So but
this is like in Billy Madison. If peeing in your pants is cool, call me Miles Davis, because I've had COVID twice.
So up until a couple of days ago, I was like, oh, we might be turning the corner into like hanging out in person. No.
Oh wait, so I can ask, the conversation leading up to this was perfectly benign, right?
Completely. Everything up to this point had been zero red flags up until this point. And to be fair, and I
benign. If there's a G-N in there, so it's B-E-N-I-G-N.
It's not spelled. If you're spelling it phonetically, you're gonna fuck it up.
He's like B-E-N-I-N.
B9.
Everything had been pretty and guys are pretty. In my experience, I share a lot of my journey in our group chat, but a lot of men are pretty blunt when they want to you could talk to them for a couple of days There you go. Benign. For those of you that are listening and not watching, Neri just posted up the definition of benign. Neri, would you like to share with the class?
Benign, adjective, gentle and kindly.
Not it.
His benign but firm manner. Benign.
So, men are
Word of
very.
the day.
I don't know if this is true for you. I think Steph, you were on dating apps for a minute. Mike, I know you were in the past, but my experience is that men are pretty. They'll take it easy and then they'll go for the kill pretty fast. So like it could be a couple of days of normal conversation and then like, hey, I leave on Monday back to my wife and kids. Is this gonna happen or not? Like that kind of vibe. You're like, hard pass.
I mean, I have used that exact line.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh if that's real, but that's a pretty
100% real.
I thought you were gonna say
that would be pretty great.
So we've been talking a couple of days. I literally, when you said they take it easy and then they go for the kill, in my mind, I thought you were gonna say, hey, so we've been talking a couple of days. We like to say movies. Show me your tits. Like I thought that's where you were gonna go, and you went.
That happens. I've seen
and
some
you went with
like
you
that.
went. You went.
Show me your tits usually first day.
Yeah.
And to quote Mike, you went Neri, which you always went 9,000, and you went, hey, I'm gonna go to my wife and kids.
Like, or like a couple, like a guy that seems pretty normal for a little bit, and then he's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm married, and we're looking for a third."
Oh my god!
Best of luck with that.
The amount of times where it's like,
Wow,
"Hi,
Stephanie,
how are you? How's your day been?"
Stephanie, you said, "Oh my god," as if like, "Oh wow, I remember these." Like you got a multiple. Like, is this a thing?
Yes.
Yeah. All the time.
Yeah, I used to do that shit all the time, every time.
Bro, I was a single girl with like my short ass colored hair, living that little alt lifestyle. The moment they saw me, they're like, "You're probably a unicorn. Come on!" Like it was just.
Everyone wants that manic pixie dream girl trope of the
Which,
one.
honestly, like you guys have seen my dating profile. Like I don't give off any of those vibes.
Did
so
you
I
ever
don't really
update
know what the fuck they're doing. Trying
Did
to
you
like.
ever change the pictures and stuff?
Yes,
I
I
don't
did.
remember.
I've
Okay.
updated a couple of
Good.
pictures.
I will say that like with messaging and all that stuff with Chiquita, it was very different because it was like, let's meet. Are we gonna meet in person or what? Like that kind of like the goal is to meet in person. Show me your tits. Yeah, she told me. She asked me. She's like, "Hey,
that's
are
what
we
I
gonna
meant.
meet or what? Show me your tits."
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. I meant her telling you, "Show me your tits."
Yeah, show your tits.
And you're like, "I am in love."
And here's the difference. I fucking do it, ladies. I do it because I know what I'm working with. I'm an open free spirit. You know, I'm not hiding those things. No, but the truth is like no. What?
Like,
here's,
I like the fact that nobody argued. Nobody goes, "You don't have tits." Everybody was like, "Mm-hmm."
Well, I don't know. I don't
have
want
brilliant
I don't want
pectorals.
Like live your life. Like I'm all about it.
we
Like do
support.
your shit. Yeah, I'm supportive.
We're not just bros, but we're bras.
Bras. One of the things I saw recently was
I blame him.
someone sent a link to a thing and it
Was it their
said
SoundCloud?
dick pic. No, it said dick pic. So it was an unsolicited dick pic, but if you click the link, you know what it is. It's the ultimate dick pic loophole, where he sent a link. So it said dick pic.
It's kind of more polite.
It is absolutely the loophole, like because
That's the Louis C.K. This is the Louis C.K. version of dick pic. Because Louis C.K. asked. Louis C.K. would ask, "Can I jerk off?"
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what? It's like, well, I asked, and they just do it. So
But it's
that's the Louis C.K. loophole of like dick pics. It's
What a
like,
genius
dick pic.
move, right?
Not the Lucy K one, but the
For
link,
the guy, yes.
Yeah, what a genius move! Jerking off in front of unsuspecting women. What a
Yeah,
genius!
using
No,
your
no,
using your power.
You can't be unsuspecting if you ask, Mike. That's
Yes, but you could totally
that's
be
the
a
loophole
deer in
of
the
asking.
headlights, being like, "What do I say to this person?"
I wonder if someone went
No.
At some point, he's like,
No.
"Hey, can I jerk off in front of you?" And they said no, and he's like, "That's not how it goes." Like,
Apparently,
Probably.
there are cases, stories of that where like it was like stop, and he was like feverishly,
he's like, "Almost. I'm like, I will." And
just give me a second.
3, 2, 1.
What if imagine
It's
an old
it's
daddy-
the word that the fact that you said the word feverishly, and I'm just
Imagine if-
that connotates a certain speed. Like just
Feverishly.
And you
Look
know
at
he's
this
like,
motherfucker.
and he's like
Stop
a
it.
ginger. He's like a ginger, so you know he got really red in
Oh
the
my
face, and he's got red pubes and shit. So he's like red in the face, red in the bald side things, and they
It's just this like.
burn that image into your brain.
Yeah.
That's what he
I
did.
thought it was gonna
there's
end
this
with soaking,
giant-
and here we are.
This giant pink demon just jerking off.
Anyway, so it's rough in these streets. If you are in a committed relationship, I recommend that you stay in it if you're happy.
Displaying a frenetic
Energy.
excitement or
Yes,
energy.
Yep. But yeah, no, my favorite so far, Missy, I'm gonna overshare on the podcast because this needs to be known.
Hey, you guys talked about anal fissures again last week. Like, this is a safe space.
I love
feel.
how
It
we
was
say
literally
again.
10 seconds.
Doesn't matter. It
It
came
was
up.
literally 10 seconds.
Did it
and
come
it
up?
just happened to be the 10 seconds that Missy.
You guys were
logged
talking about
into.
eating assholes.
That was
Oh, that
longer than
was
10
lo-
seconds.
that
That
was
was
a lot
longer
longer.
than 10
That was a
That was a lot longer.
But
than 10
I
seconds.
tuned in
Anal
when you were talking.
fissures- But anal fissures was 10 seconds. If
It
that.
was part of the larger discussion, which was eating assholes. But go on,
Right.
Steph.
Like
Go on.
groceries.
And
Wait.
we were quoting a
Jason
Derulo.
Derulo.
Bringing
we
it
were quoting an
around.
Usher lyric.
He's not Usher. Fuck you, bitch. Huh. Man, I really want to punch somebody in the face, though. Like, that sounds like a really good idea, but I feel like that's for my therapist, not for a podcast. Steph, what were you
think
going to
that's for that
overshare?
guy
therapist?
I think that's for that guy in Hinge.
That should be your voice
wait,
memo.
back to
Your
that.
voice memo on Hinge just be like, I really want to punch someone in the face. What am I going to do
Yeah,
about that?
You're gonna, but I guarantee
Suggestions.
you,
I'm open to suggestions.
you're gonna get dudes that are gonna be like, punch me in the face, baby. I want
Yeah,
you to,
yeah.
I
You're
want
gonna
you to hit me in the face.
you're gonna realize you have an entire like potential career as a dom at that point. Like,
More on that later.
oh, okay.
More on that now. What?
There is a market for that shit.
There absolutely is.
Legitimate market for that. You just have to know how to break into the biz.
Voice
Unfortunately,
notes, start with that.
my ADHD is super activated on TikTok, so I haven't taken notes yet. But apparently, there is a way to do it.
I thought you meant so your ADHD, so you like tie the guy up and then you forget that he's there. You're like, oh my god. Oh shit! I'm so sorry.
Okay, not in
No,
the
but
same
someone would get away with
context.
it. There's
Not
some
in the
people
same
get away- like,
context,
they
but
would get off with
yesterday I was talking to Neri and I was like, hang on, I gotta go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom. I forgot he was waiting for me on FaceTime, and I'm in the bathroom and I'm like, man, my skin has really cleared up. This is amazing. I come back in and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot you were here. He's like, where the fuck have you been? I was like, looking at my skin.
I was taking a massive shit.
No, I would have been honest about that. I was definitely like, look how smooth I am.
It does look great. It does look
That would have
great.
been a weird. The thing is, I could still hear her. So that would have been a weird.
That's the thing. He's like,
Look
I
how
fucking
That would have
I
been very
am.
weird. Like I was taking a massive shit. Who talks about their fucking face, like their face texture when they're
That
like, who
would have
takes
been
a shit-
weird.
who-
Yeah.
Who takes a shit and goes, man, my skin is really
She's
clear.
Yeah,
Like,
I
who
can-
fucking does that?
multitasking,
Look
Mary.
how
She's
yeah.
multitasking.
Steph, you wanted to say something like 5 hours ago. What happened? What?
Oh, no, that okay. So going back to the marketing and how people have to think a little better about how they market themselves on Hinge.
Yeah.
These voice note things are fantastic. He sent us this one guy who the way he was pitching himself.
Yes.
He sounded like he was,
El
you know, like those,
campeón.
like those hype videos, those motivational videos on YouTube, but it was his own affirmations to himself. It was like his
he was
morning
looking at himself in the
affirmation.
mirror and going, dating
Yeah.
me. Because the question was, the prompt to the voice, for those of you that aren't familiar with this awful fucking world of dating, or dating apps, sorry, is that there's a feature now on Hinge where you can record a voice memo and you can answer a prompt that you pick. The prompt was, dating me is like ... This poor bastard decides it's a great idea to drop his voice a few
you could tell.
octaves.
You could
Uncomfortable.
tell-
You could tell.
Yeah.
You could tell he was doing.
Yeah.
He was
it.
doing
You
the
could-
Power
you-
Love Hour voice.
You
was
can tell
trying
he's
to
probably like
be
laying down in
Christian
bed, like he
Bale's
was trying to.
Batman.
Yeah, and he's like, dating me. is unbelievable. I'm paraphrasing this shit out of it. Dating me
Is like
is
anything
intoxicating. It's you're gonna want to marry. Ironic. I'm like, sir,
I don't remember.
Yeah.
All of them.
pick
I
up
remember
a
one of them
thesaurus.
was like jumping out of an airplane.
That's the
with
thing.
zero
Yeah, the
Jimmy-
followers.
last one.
Jumping out of an airplane.
To which Steph was like, it sounds like it without the parachute.
And like the thing is, and like right underneath, like literally the next prompt is like the worst idea I've ever had was jumping out of an airplane.
Yes.
And then like you hear his voicemail be like be with me. It's like jumping out of an airplane. I'm like, a really fucking bad idea. Got it.
And then he's like, and then he goes, "You'll want to dating me is you'll want to marry me. Give me a chance." And then, what did he do, Steph? What does he close out the voice prompt with?
Yeah, it's just like,
Oh yeah.
like you can picture his little eyes, just like.
I was like, oh.
You know what's
and
upsetting? You know what's upsetting is I wanted to talk about all of this, and I had screenshots and recordings all set up, and
that's
right
why I
before
brought it
recording-
up.
Right before recording, Missy goes, "Hey, don't bring up the Hinge thing. Don't bring up."
No,
don't bring
I
up
said-
You
screenshots."
told me I was
She
said shit.
She said, "Don't bring up screenshots. Don't bring up recordings."
Oh,
and I'm like,
definitely,
"Okay."
yeah, don't do
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
And I,
yeah.
See?
and I
You can do that.
I will
No.
respect her wishes. I'm not gonna be. What? First of all, are you that? Do you think I'm that fucking callous? Like, you think I wouldn't edit out the names and fucking pictures? Like, come, really?
Now,
I'm
there's
that.
something about like there's also something very vulnerable about these audio like prompts.
It wasn't sent to her privately. He
No.
It's
But what I'm
part of his
saying is-
marketing. Like,
There's something about sharing a screenshot feels less invasive than sharing like the audio. Like for some reason the audio it's because it is so revealing, like about this guy.
I don't. Know
I
if he
didn't
meant
want to
it be
bring
that
He was like, he's
revealing.
a
I don't
fucking
think he
tool
thought it would be
Yeah,
that
of course.
revealing.
Yeah,
Like,
no, he's a
No,
dick, but
I think, yes, to Mike's point, I didn't feel comfortable blasting evidence.
he's a
I
stranger.
guess receipts.
It doesn't say the guy's name.
Okay,
I wouldn't have shown pictures.
I didn't
wouldn't have
ask.
shown pictures.
Okay,
would
so
you have pitched his voice differently?
to your point,
Can you
I
add
didn't ask you.
to the sound board.
Please, God, no! Oh
Because it wasn't even like it was like out of
no! It was
nowhere.
like
But like it sounded like he
I
got
want
closer
that
to the
to be
mic
our
to
whole
do it.
intro.
Like,
I want that to be a whole intro. Listening to WuBro is like fantastic, ironic.
ironic. You'll want to
It's like
jump
jumping
out of a plane.
You'll wanna marry us.
If you scroll and as you were scrolling, there was at one point it says things I'll never do again. And he said date a Cuban.
Date a
Cubana.
Cuban woman,
woman
yeah.
or
And
something
I
like
was
that.
like,
I was
that's
like,
the thing is that I would gladly pay a professional to be my dating coach, but I feel like a lot of men, maybe it's true for women, so I'm only on the side of me looking at men, not
right.
looking at a single available woman, which I'm sure is its own fucking shit show.
Well, they're two different worlds, but they share a lot of similarities.
Right. Well, one of them is that a lot of people need dating coaches, and there's some things that like me that I'm not very subtle about my bitchiness. Sometimes I look at these profiles and I'm like, that's a lot of aggressiveness, sir. Like, who the fuck is swiping right on you? Because there was one a couple of weeks ago that was
All about
like,
marketing.
the final COVID variant is going to be communism. If you're freedom loving, I have the receipt. I have the receipt. If you're a freedom loving, no sé qué mierda. If you're freedom loving, then and I was like, God damn it, you were fucking hot. Like all you had to do was shut the fuck up, and that's it. I'm not looking for a husband.
I felt like that about so many of my
But then I'm
college,
like,
dates.
like
We're so
just
fucking hot.
the
You
fucking
talked. Ooh, you
yeah,
said
like
words.
why'd you
shouldn't have
ruin
done
it?
that.
But so
But real talk, isn't that better than what this other guy did to you, which was fucking talk to you like a normal
Yes.
human being for a few days and then hit you with the
Hit you with the false
latex and
advertising.
fucking
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
and,
it's kind-
no, I'm glad he showed
He
his
hit you with
cards.
the Willy Wonka fine print. You didn't read it.
I would have been in danger of what is it that I sent Vanessa? I was like, he's a cootie. Oh, remember that commercial? You cootie lit liquor. I was like, he's a fucking
You lit liquor. I love that one.
liquor.
Yeah, but I'm
So
saying
that
there's a very specific form of catfishing.
there was a prospect there, but I'm not heartbroken by any means. But I was like, man,
It does feel like wasted effort. I used to hate that. That where you get excited. You're like talking to somebody.
So
and you're
close
carrying
to
a
sex, and
and
then
it-
just ripped away from me.
You see, I guess I value
It's the
relationship
same
on a
when you
higher
get
level.
married.
I'm sorry, but I
What? Oh my God. Can we get into the kill, marry, fuck stories of our COVID tests?
the fuck Mary.
So,
What happened?
Okay, so
Oh,
a couple
yeah.
of weeks ago, Neri had to do. I wanted to get a test. Neri had to get a test for him to go back to work, and I wanted to get a test because I had it in my brain that I had been exposed. I just wanted the doubt out of my head. 5:28 a.m. in the year of our Lord 2021, we fucking park outside of Tropical Park on 82nd and Bird by the gas station. How slow was the line moving at that hour? Neri bullied me into getting him a fucking Powerade, and I came out of the gas station and he had moved 5 feet.
Wow.
That was it. 5 feet.
She went inside, got me a Powerade, had a full conversation with the lady, found out her shift was ending. She's like, oh my God, this lady was really nice. Her shift was ending.
Come
She
back.
learned all about this lady's life.
5
Came back
feet
outside.
later.
I was 5 feet away from where I was when she got out of the car.
So anyway,
Standing
it took
in the car. This is the
yes,
car line,
we
right?
had
Yeah.
it was a drive up testing site. Steph was actually, we found out through the socials that she was ahead of us. But we were at the ass crack of dawn all the way in the back. So it was we're turning the corner on hour 3 of being in this goddamn van. And we've run out of things to talk about. Honestly, that's it. There's nothing else to talk about. So all of a sudden I turn to Neri and I go, kill, marry, fuck. He's like, yes, let's. My
Guys,
genius
I cannot
idea.
express this enough. It's fuck, marry, kill.
Yeah.
It's been FMK the whole time. It's never been any marry, fuck. It's always been fuck, marry, kill.
That's not what's
And you're not the
important.
only
Remember
person
when I'm
that
the
does it.
pedantic? Remember when I was a pedantic one?
Yeah, I'm getting itchy.
guys remember that?
So
I was actually just scratching.
But Stephanie.
yes, you're right. I'm saying it
Yeah,
wrong.
okay.
Anyway, the point is that the first couple of rounds, to be a bitch, I make impossible scenarios for him, but I always throw in the rock. And he keeps picking him for fuck, and I go, "You're such a bottom." And there he goes, "I'm a rock bottom. Hell, fuck."
Oh,
I was like,
the only bottom he is a rock.
burn.
bottom.
But
Bro, talk about going big. Like if you're
oh no, we started out friendly, and then we made it impossible at some point. We
What
started
were one
doing
of the friendlier ones? Like what?
We did not start friendly. We did not start friendly.
why
How did
The
it start?
very first one
was
the one. Was the one.
Which
okay. You
one?
have a better memory than me. Refresh my memory.
Okay, so it's
Don't tell me you
Remember-
fucking wrote these down. You wrote these
no,
down.
no. I didn't write this down. I have a screenshot of the one.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I'm on social media, right? we're both in our car. We're both in the car, but like it's at a crawl. Like we literally
Yeah.
have to put the car in park at times, and we're just at a crawl. So I'm on my phone, scrolling down Instagram, and
Again,
she goes, "Hey, do you want to play Mary?"
We've been up since. Well, Neri had worked the night before. You slept like what, an hour and got up?
Yeah, it was like
It
two.
was
I
like
literally slept like 2
we
hours.
were delirious as fuck at this point. So for context,
So she
go
goes,
on.
"You want to?" She goes, "You want to play Mary Fuck Kill?" And I said, "Yes." Immediately, as I'm looking down at my phone, I'm scrolling down, and I see this picture, and I said, "Them."
And I turn to him, and I go,
Right.
I blink at him blankly.
She literally gives me the blankest of stares, blankly looking at my phone, and then looking at me, and looking like she was in shock, and I was like, "Huh, huh, huh."
What was it? Because it was blurry
And
on the
then-
camera.
Yeah, I
What
can't
was
do
it?
Because I
this.
did it because I just was scrolling down. I swear to you I swear to you on my children's lives. I didn't didn't pay attention to
The account.
the account, which is a sponsored account. And B, I didn't pay attention to anything else other than these 3 dudes wearing matching gear.
Whoa,
And I thought these are
Mary.
3 douchebags wearing matching gear. That's all I saw as I'm scrolling. And she goes, "You want to play Mary Fuck Kill?" And I go, "Yeah, these guys." Like it was
So-
sitcom timing.
Okay.
Sitcom timing. It was like immediately boom, boom, boom.
Right.
And I show her this, and then she just blankly stares, doesn't answer, doesn't say a fucking word for a good 15 seconds. Which 15 seconds is a long fucking time for
Yeah.
no response. And then I'm doing this, and I'm like, huh? And then she keeps looking at me and keeps looking at my phone. And then I look at my phone and I realize it's a sponsored post by the Special Olympics. And the 3 people on there are Special Olympic athletes. And this was totally.
And I have to tell you that I was
totally,
like.
It was, I swear to you, on my fucking children's lives, I did not know this. I didn't fucking look at it. I just saw 3 people dressed alike. I'm like, oh, look, there's 3 people dressed alike. They're skiing.
But how would it not occur to you that 3 people dressed alike are for a reason?
No, because they're fucking skiing. Because when people go skiing, they fucking do matchy shit.
Aren't they wearing numbers? Like
they are wearing numbers.
They are wearing numbers.
It looks like 3 people. It just looks like 3
and
people.
And he looks at it. He had that moment.
A ski team of some sort. I couldn't.
Where he's showing it to my face, and I immediately my eye always goes to who it is, and I was like, what? Because I was like, in my head, I go, one of 2 things just happened. Either he has no idea what the fuck he's trying to set up, or he does, and when I call him out on him, he's like, you're so stupid, I'm just joking. Like, one of those 2, and I was like, which way do I go? How do I roll the dice? And while I'm trying to decide
your brain just
he's like, and then he looks and he goes, oh my God. And I was like, yes, oh my God, what the fuck?
So did you answer the fucking question or what?
No, I did not, because I was like,
let me tell you something, Mike. Missy and I have this thing where we have Mount Rushmore of our friendship events. Like, hey, remember that time that this happened? Remember that time that this happened?
Up until now, his favorite was when I dropped a full large cup of soda in the middle of a movie theater, and this motherfucker cackled like to no end.
It was completely. Here's the thing about that situation. The theater was completely empty. We were the only fucking patrons. It was in the middle of the afternoon. This is pre-COVID. It was in the middle of the afternoon. There was fucking no. It was in a weekday. We
were watching Knives Out. That's how far away
it was. Nobody there, and it was like the very first showing of the movie. It was like 11 in the morning, 11:30 in the morning. And we literally go and get soda. She gets soda. She gets popcorn and stuff. I turn around I forgot what the fuck I went to go do.
No, he's on the other. You were on the other side. You went to ask for straws, and then all of a sudden you go.
I went to go ask. Hey, I have the movie plan thing. Can I get my points for these tickets?
Okay.
So I went to the fucking and I went and across the auditorium, the lobby. I fucking look over and I look over right at the right time, and she spills the entire.
Well, this is what happened is that he goes,
floor.
Hey, and at that exact moment, God was like, "Let me fuck her up today," and I hit my.
Don't blame God.
Okay, atheist.
Don't blame him.
At that moment when he says, "Hey," I bump my arm, and this fucking cup of. And I mean, it was filled to the gills because it was Diet Coke.
It was a fucking gallon.
It's like
it was a gallon of soda.
I was like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like,
and it
purple.
fucking spills.
And he's cackling. And since the lobby is empty, the fucking echoes of this man cackling at the top of his lungs is just reverberating to the end of time.
And to make it worse, I'm literally pointing. I'm literally pointing
he was
at
pointing
her.
and laughing.
I was pointing.
He was doing this.
And I was like, you dropped your soda. And it was so fucking funny.
That used to be his favorite.
Was it funny to the theater worker who had to?
Yeah. No, and I offered.
Were they just standing there looking at you?
No,
like,
I offered to do it myself.
We just opened. Lady.
I know, and I offered to clean it up, and they wouldn't let me. To be fair, I was like, "This is my fuck up. I'm so sorry." And they're like, "Don't worry about it." I was like, "Do you have a tip jar?
Defeated.
Do you have a tip jar?"
You know what it was? You know who cleaned it up? It was a Simpsons character. Don't worry about it, lady. Don't worry about it. Like the fucking high pitched fucking teenager.
I got it, lady. Don't worry.
Oh god.
So 2 years later, right? And we've constantly brought up like, hey, what is your Mount Rushmore of friendship moments? No. And 2 years later, I'm like, marry, fuck, kill. I'm like, these guys.
I can't even.
She just looked at me blankly staring, and then I looked at my phone and I go, "Oh my!" Like it was an honest, like
it was a genuine fuck up.
Genuine fuck up. Honest to God.
Your top Mount Rushmore moments in your friendship, are they all just fuck ups?
Yeah, they're all just the most embarrassing moments of your life.
I just like crawled into my. I was like, oh my!
He was
I
really
could not put
embarrassed.
my. I was utterly embarrassed of myself.
Mhm.
But then the cackling that followed
Because
between the
we were
both of us.
delirious, so we
Between the
started. You know,
both
you've
of
ever
us.
been so tired that you start giggling, like you
Yes,
feel
it's
drunk.
fantastic.
Yeah,
it's great.
we started
laughed
laughing.
so hard.
Just at the scenario, not at the obviously
Yeah,
not
yeah,
at the
yeah.
ad. We were at the
Obviously,
scenario. Just for the
my
record,
cheeks were
internet.
hurting. My cheeks were hurting. My
I
fucking
could.
abs that I
I
don't
was
even
crying.
have.
I was like, did this
I was
just
like,
happen? I don't know.
I
Now you have
was
to
so
give-
close to pulling over because we weren't moving anyways. I was so close to pulling over and getting air, like it was.
Yeah, but then it'll be
was,
a bad look in the COVID line. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
Get to the back of the line. Yeah.
They're like, no, get him to the front of the
Oh
line.
my god.
Yeah,
That's
Yolanda
fucking funny.
says that was a facepalm moment, Neri. It absolutely
Super.
was.
Yeah.
Vanessa's Mount Rushmore of friendship moments was in Orlando.
Let me explain.
Uh-huh.
Me and Vanessa drove up to Orlando for the day. She was getting a tattoo by this really cool guy. He has a tattoo shop. He refuses to take my fucking tattoo idea. Give me an appointment. Whatever. That's besides the point. We drove up for the day. She was getting this really great Little Mermaid piece, right? We stopped at Fort Pierce. Now, this is a scenario where the thought was complete in my brain, but it did not. I did not communicate the complete thought.
Oh yes, love those. Right.
We go into the Port St. Lucie rest stop, and by the way, that poster's still there. Turn the corner. There's a giant poster that says "Stop Human Trafficking," and in my brain,
No, just say what you said first.
thought. No, the complete
No, say
thought.
what you said first.
I want to set it up the way I want to set it up. The complete thought in my brain was, but why is this outside of a bathroom? Like, why wouldn't they put it out front or somewhere more like central? That's what I was thinking. Why is it here? What I actually said was, but why? And Vanessa goes, but why stop human trafficking? And I'm like, no. That's not what I meant.
Think
I
of the
meant-
jobs people will lose.
I was like, no. That's not it. That's mine for her. And then mine with Vanessa's is when we went to see Deadpool 2, that Cable breaks into the prison and he's all fucking techie and badass. And Vanessa leans in and she's like, is Cable the internet? I'm like, shut the fuck up.
No.
Shut
Those
up.
are the dumb moments.
So yeah, it's just mountains of like dumbassery.
One of my Mount Rushmore moments with Neri is watching Top Gun 3D in the movie and just noticing just how homoerotic the whole thing was. We were having a ball watching these guys sweat.
Good, great
Everyone
choice
in
of words.
We were having a nut. It was awesome. We were there watching it because the whole time we were like, do you remember everybody being this sweaty?
But like now you're watching in 3D and like large and everything. You're like, oh shit.
That show is so funny.
Yeah.
It's a lot more
A lot of
homoerotic
our
when it's not
moments,
a
I
small
think, are
screen.
movie moments, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so funny.
Anyway, the point is that hour was that 3 hours was and so flash forward to a couple of days ago and Neri's like, hey, what are you doing on such and such day? I'm like, why? He's like, I gotta make that line again. I'm like, fuck you, I can't make that line again. It's the middle of the week and I start a new job on Monday. No.
That's the thing that I get tested a day or two before I go on any cruise ship. So I have to make that line. Like there's no, for me, it's not an option.
Actually, when you're
not like-
pre-registering, I don't know if you noticed this, Neri, but like there's a little box that's like, is this for a cruise? Like you have to check that off.
Yeah.
So he has to. I had to eliminate the doubt that I had, but now I get to
Yeah,
go
it's a
back
responsible
on
thing.
Friday.
Which is what I told this story last week with Stephanie and Martika. I was like, we played Marry Fuck Kill, and I was like, and then she was like, oh, what are some of the options? And I was like, well, I can't tell you the best one because I have to have Missy here for that one. But that was like absurdly. Again, it was just.
I understand.
It
It was
so,
sitcom timing. It really was.
Yeah.
It really was. It was
I
like one of those
don't-
things where you go. Just,
I was like,
I just think that we should do a special episode one day of WuBro and just make it fucking
Well,
ATL
well, I
anime.
gave her one. What was the
and
one that you
games in
couldn't
general.
decide? What was the one that you couldn't decide? Oh, I
No.
gave her.
no.
I gave her Bill Cosby.
No.
Oh,
I
no.
said no. Don't bring
Bill
that one up.
Cosby. Jeffrey Epstein,
Mhm.
or Louis C.K.?
And Steph, my sense of humor at this point was in the shitter, so I was like, "Fuck you, I'm not answering that." He's like, "Come on, you have to play." And I was like, "I'm gonna call an Uber. Shut the fuck up." He's like, "You're not playing the game right." I'm like, "Fuck you, take me home. I'm done."
You're like, this is supposed to be fuck, marry, kill. Now, would you rather? Like, would you rather is usually the one where you're like, ugh.
Can they all?
Means you get to murder one of them. So you're saying you don't want to kill? So you think these people should just live and not their earth? Are you?
Put your hat on when you say that shit.
Oh wait, hold on. I got the other one. Boom.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
So when you go real deep, is that when you can wear both hats? You get really lost in the sauce.
The problem is, I will tell you this. The problem is the headphones. Otherwise, the hats would be much more in play. I have the headphones are problematic. What the fuck, marry, kill? There's actually a show that I've done a couple times on YouTube called FMK Champs, and you can follow him at FMK Champs. My friend Carolyn is the host, and it's basically fuck, marry, kill of anything. Like they did a Halloween one where it's like, or a Christmas one where it was like fuck, marry, kill the ghost of Christmas present, the ghost of Christmas past, the ghost of Christmas future, and then you just improvise whatever your choices would be. One of them was like a school bus, a city bus, or what, like it's like random shit, and then the audience picks things. And then like it's a fun little game show thing. So if you are in a fuck, marry, kill mood, go FMK Champs.
We did a Marvel one. Every time The Rock was in the mix, he was always the fuck option.
Sure.
And then at one point, I'm like, "But wouldn't you want to marry The Rock?" And what did you say, Neri, about marriage?
I remember what
you said. I said to you, why don't you throw in The Rock for marriage? One of these, like, lock it in. He goes, marriage is more about who do you want to watch TV with, not who you want to have sex with.
The Rock seems like he would be unbearable to watch TV with. Like he doesn't move. He doesn't stop moving. He would just get up and do like 1,000 squats.
You feel like really guilty on the days where you just kind of want to be a potato because he's just.
You cannot be a potato if you're around that guy. Are you crazy?
No.
If ever there was somebody to shame you into going to the gym, it's the motherfucking Rock.
100%.
I would kill The Rock to take his power Highlander style. Is that an option?
You're like, will I become
Are there rules? I don't think there are rules.
Will I become The Rock if I kill The Rock?
Yeah, I cut his head off. There can be only one, and lightning shoots into my body, and I take his energy. What? That's how it works.
Yeah.
I gave you a wrestling one you don't like either, right? It was Vince McMahon.
Chris Benoit.
Oh, that's right.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm telling you.
Chris Benoit and what's his name?
You don't have to kill
Olympic
Chris
wrestler.
Benoit because he'll do it himself.
Huh?
Then
The Olympic wrestler. That's hilarious.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kurt Angle.
Yeah, that's what.
I know
Steph,
one of those
Steph. So Steph, the context of Chris Benoit is that this is a wrestler who is now dead.
Oh.
But before he killed it, he unlived himself. He killed his family and wife.
He killed his family, and then he
and then he
murder
killed
suicide.
himself. Yeah. Vince McMahon is like a piece of shit. Well, first of all, he's
By the
rusty
way-
as fuck.
By the way, he killed his son with his wrestling move. Snapped the kid's neck.
And this is the kill Mary. This is the Mary kill fuck or whatever the fuck.
So you clearly kill him. That's
He's
the
already
easy one.
dead.
That's easy.
Yeah.
That one's easy.
That's easy.
I don't want to fuck Vince McMahon and I don't want to fuck Kurt Angle either, and I sure as fuck don't want to marry either one of them either. So that's another one that I was like, "Fuck you, I'm not playing this."
But if you marry Vince McMahon, does that mean that you get to like?
No, because he already has his daughter and his son-in-law running shit, fucking things up.
I say marry
I'm
Vince
just saying.
McMahon so you could watch all the TV stations.
Or you marry Vince McMahon, but you have a very specific prenup agreement.
That I don't have to have sex with him ever?
Yeah.
The whole point of these games is to make it difficult. Like,
Yes.
you have to make it
I know,
hard.
but
If
there's
it's just
difficult,
like,
and then
fuck,
there's
marry,
asking
kill
me
the
to pick.
MCU Chris's.
Okay, but there's difficult, and then there's asking me to pick between sexual offenders. Do you know what I mean? Like that's not
the point of the game, to make it as fucking crazy as possible. You guys are
I
playing
think
by
I was doing a
rookie
good job with
rules.
the questions.
Yeah, no,
I
he
gave
said
her like 3 of them in a row, and she was like, "No, we're done."
No.
Like she literally quit
Yeah,
the game.
I was like, "Fuck you."
Not
Her brain was
not
just-
the individual. She was like, "We are fucking done."
No.
And when she said that, I knew she wasn't talking about like we're done for this round.
Right.
I knew she meant we're done. But there was a split second where I was like, are we done in our friendship?
She's like, friendship.
Well,
over.
because after the Bill Cosby, Epstein, and Louis C.K. rounds, I was like, there's always in the back of my head, there's always that question of like, is there ever going to be a day where Neri says or does something to me that I'm going to be like, fuck you, instantly, friendship over.
Like deal breaker stuff.
Right. And I was like, and today's not the day, but you were in the, you were close because this is an awful fucking predicament to try. And the thing is that he wouldn't take no. I was like, I'm not doing, he's like, you're not playing the game right. I'm like, I don't fucking care.
For the record, you were not playing the game right.
You know how good I slept that night? So good.
But what I'm
Didn't give a fuck.
Could you imagine that Neri has to come onto WuBro and be like, hey, what's up with Missy? Well,
funny story.
I mean,
it started with the Special Olympics, and it ended
a friendship.
Yeah,
a friendship.
It's like why is Missy not on the podcast anymore? It's like, yeah, she's got something against the Special Olympics. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he would fucking say something like that. But anyway, that was our BFF adventure.
I legitimately, I said this last week, and I mean it. I was like, I had a great time in that line. I had a great time. It was fun. I laughed like I have not laughed. I mean, it was a delirious laugh. But I had a great time in that line. I could not ask.
He played when it was finally our turn. And just as a reminder to everyone in the room, watching, listening, whatever, I am a hella introvert, and this motherfucker is the exact extreme of extrovert. It's finally our turn. His window's down, my window's down. We each have a hazmat suited healthcare worker, poor bastard, who knows how long they've been there, right?
So long.
What does Neri do? Neri puts on the thong song and turns it up, and I'm like, turn that shit off. He's
in
like,
my defense, the thong song was on random, on shuffle, because Mitzi made me listen to a 2000s playlist.
She did, but she didn't ask you.
It just so happened, the thong song just so happened to come on right when we were being attended.
But who turned up the volume?
Oh, me.
Well, yeah, look at that girl.
No, that was just kismet. It was,
and
like,
I was like,
had to go
wait. Missy, who started dancing?
You did.
Who started dancing, Missy?
You did.
The fucking guy in the hazmat suit was like, oh,
because this is what happened.
Yeah, man,
the guy is getting ready to swab my brain, right? And I'm like this, and he goes, "What's wrong?" And Neri goes, "She gets embarrassed easily because of the song." And the guy starts dancing, and I'm like, "Please, I just want to go."
He goes, "What?" You
Let
know what he said? He goes, "What song?"
Fun.
He goes, "What song is it?"
Said.
He said, "What song is it?" And he hadn't heard it yet, so I put it up even louder. And then he was like, "Oh yeah, this is the shit right here!" Like he was dancing.
Look at
I
that.
brought
Crystal
this
scandalous.
You made his day a little bit brighter.
I knew I would be outnumbered for this story, but I wanted to share it just the same because
Missy, I was in that line. It was fucking miserable.
I know.
They deserve the thong song.
I understand that, but next time I'll just pull up with donuts. Like, I don't want to play the thong.
They don't want your COVID donuts.
Hazmat
That's what you want.
Eat a donut.
That's what you want. Hey, I don't know if I'm sick or not. Here, have some donuts. I buy you
That's
some
true.
donuts.
That's an awful idea. I'm the worst. Jesus.
Would you guys like a Am I the Asshole?
Yes.
Sure.
I have
Yes.
one. Am I the asshole?
I feel like we've covered a couple of scenarios.
I figure we got a variety
Do we actually hit some of our
opinions.
stuff? We hit some of our stuff.
I think
all
got
of
We
it.
did
everything.
hit all of our stuff. We completely skipped
Oh
over a
no,
few
we
things.
didn't do the whatever.
Binge watching
Am I the
internet spoilers.
asshole for telling my brother he's a piece of shit?
Yes.
Is your brother a piece of shit?
Topical.
My sister-in-law was giving birth, and I wasn't there due to you know what, COVID. But my brother was allowed in there, and he told the doctor who was stitching her up after she was torn down there to do a husband stitch. She screamed at him and refused to go home and went from the hospital to her parents' house. My brother went back to our parents' house over Christmas and complained that she was overreacting and it was just a joke. I told him he's a piece of shit, and if she divorces him, I'll congratulate her. He is a misogynist just like my dad, so I'm surprised she's only starting to see it now. My parents are angry, saying I should take his side since she was overreacting and he's my brother. Am I the asshole?
The woman just pushed out a fucking human.
The audacity.
At first, I was a little unclear. So it's the author of this post is
The sister.
the sister.
Sister
No,
brother?
no. Is the sister of the brother of
Yeah,
the husband
of the husband,
father or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the father was in the
Delivery.
whatever with the God, so many things. So with the mother, and then he's like, "Hey, while you're down there, give it another little whatever."
Yeah.
I have personally heard these jokes go down, and I think that's just it's a pretty a funny joke. It's a universal gynecological joke. Everyone does it. Everyone jokes around about it. That I don't think she's an asshole. Or I think she's an asshole for calling him a piece of shit.
No.
By a man, yes. My opinion means something.
People that will never experience cramps, periods, or labor
What
pains.
the fuck does that have to do with
the
anything?
father of 2 daughters.
Nope. You have nothing to do with that area.
I opened up that way because Missy and I love this show, and then one of the episodes he goes, as the father of a daughter, and then somebody else goes, listen up, ladies, the father of a daughter talking here, and then he's so fucking oblivious. This character's so oblivious. He goes, thank you,
Garrett.
Oh, is that Superstore?
Yeah.
That sounds like a Superstore thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's the asshole. Yeah.
No, I
The
don't
wife?
think she's the asshole.
The sister?
Both of them.
I don't. Look, I honestly I think if
such a fun episode.
Honestly, I think if the sister is saying certain things, there's probably like a wider story here. And she's probably I don't know if it's divorce.
Wider.
I don't think
That's
it's
the
divorce.
problem.
Really.
They were trying to make it a tighter story. That's what happened.
They're trying to just put a nice little bow on the end of it so that we can get to the end. But remember,
get to the end because he has something
oh, my
to
dad.
do.
The doctor said that when my brother was born.
That's so fucking cringy.
Okay, here's the thing. So what if it's cringy?
The
It's
doctor
just
said
a
that
joke.
to wait. The doctor said that to Eddie is your
my brother. So
your brother.
my dad was in the room with Yolanda. Yolanda can answer. Does Yolanda experience this?
And look at Yolanda's comment. And look at Yolanda's comment. I didn't laugh.
What do
I
you
didn't
know?
laugh. First of all, of
and
course,
she has a great sense of humor. We know that.
Yes, of course.
First of all,
but
why would she laugh? She's literally just delivered a baby. Why would she laugh?
yeah,
The joke's not for her.
Oh my god.
It's about her. But I don't want to say the P word to Yolanda, but her vagina.
say the P
but
word to
joke's
Yolanda.
about
It's about
Yeah,
her
yeah,
pussy. What are you talking about? It's
not
not about
care.
her.
It's not it's not for her. The joke is not for her.
Technically, it's
Maybe
about her
the
taint.
It
Joke
shouldn't
is
be
not
for
for her.
anyone else.
It's about her taint because this is what's
Yes.
called an episiotomy, and
But
that's a very real thing.
Isn't
Yes.
in terms of reading the room? Is it a
Oh.
moment for comedy?
I have a question.
Well, if you're
let's
hitting
level the play.
50%, if the only one laughing is not is the woman who just delivered, but the other one laughing is the husband, you're hitting 50% of your audience.
I hate
Still
it
pretty
here.
decent.
I have a question. Who here
Wait,
has
real quick.
witnessed a birth?
Present.
You've been in the room, Missy, with a birth.
I've seen it on TV.
Then that doesn't count. You're not there. So
I've been there.
I have twice. So
You have
the-
two
I have
kids?
twice as well.
yeah,
I've also
no, but I
had
don't have any.
I've also had the episiotomy and had the fucking stitch.
Yes. So
don't
the only
think
one
so
who
much.
can really speak on the show right now on the personal experience of having an episiotomy done is Steph.
Yeah.
And for the record, an episiotomy is the incision they make to relieve the pressure, and
Yeah, yeah.
then they stitch.
And then they stitch. Yeah.
Yeah. So adding stitches
Wait,
is
what?
not unheard of in the delivery room. Oh,
Can I
there's
just-
baby stuff going on?
Can I just say two things real quick? I want to get to some of these comments.
Oh, Steph has to go.
My
answer
baby,
episiotomy
my
questions.
babe. No,
The cause of the episiotomy.
the cause of
has to be-
episiotomy. The cause of the episiotomy just vomited. So,
Ah,
anyways,
Can you just get a movie
my
theater
my,
guy to clean
my
it up?
epidural also had run out by that time, so I felt it.
ooh,
So I had to feel the whole thing. I felt the
Ouch.
cut and I felt the sewing.
That's all that
So
socialized.
guess what I
medicine
would not
bullshit.
have done at that moment? Fucking laughed.
Yeah, of
And you
course
know why
not.
that joke wasn't made at that moment? Because my woman, like my doctor was a fucking woman and she
Yeah.
was not gonna fucking make that joke and she was taking care of me. So
I've heard women. Wait, come on.
So women
Go
can make
go
that
tend
joke.
to your child.
You
I
say
don't want to
women
take you away
can
from your
make that
child.
joke.
Sorry.
I love the fact that she said, my anesthesia wore off and I felt everything. And at that exact moment, Missy bit into the sandwich and she she was like, she just immediately bit into and the way it looked, this is not. I'm sure, but the way it looked is like that is awkward, and I'm just gonna eat my feelings. Like that's what it
That's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening right now. I can't handle this conversation.
Can we?
So Vanessa, my wife, says, "Not the asshole, not the asshole," so hard. And then when I said,
funny.
"As a father of 2 daughters," Vanessa said, "Stop that sentence right there."
It's a classic.
Look, my
bad
friend Olivia.
Joke.
Olivia,
Look, my
did you
friend
laugh?
said-
Olivia,
friend
did you
Olivia said,
laugh? No,
the
she's
dog
stop.
said-
it.
She did. She put the laugh emoji. She laugh cried.
Oliver just asked me what the P word. Oh fuck! Oh no!
Yolanda said, "I wanted to kick the doctor in the face."
Yeah. Well, go to the next.
Well,
comment.
you couldn't because you were stitched up. You would have torn a stitch.
Yeah. I delivered Eddie without meds and it hurt like a motherfucker. Yep. That sounds
I
about right
actually
too.
I just
Sounds accurate. Here's the thing. It's just a joke. I don't understand why you get why
my
this.
God.
No,
so
I
offended.
completely understand someone getting mad about that, whatever. But it's also like
I completely.
the
I
extent
see.
of the anger coming at this. Because remember, we don't know. We cannot speak
Correct.
on more than what's in the post. And then following the thing, there's like a million people that are like, yeah, we that's a common joke, OBGYN, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then like everyone who's like hours in labor or days and then months dealing with the stitches and the excruciating pressure and pain, I would be so mad I would be spitting nails. Right. Not the asshole. No, wait. There's like there's a lot of like extreme opinions. So like there's a few medical people here that are like, yeah, sure, that's not. I mean, you're overreacting. And then there's people who are like, they're mutilating a vagina, and I don't think they understand what an episiotomy is. So I don't understand. Yeah, Yolanda, there is a time and a place for jokes. Where else could you tell an episiotomy joke than immediately after an episiotomy?
did we change the channel? I feel like we're on a different channel. Like this is
Yeah, like Yolanda. Although as much as I respect you and I respect your opinion, and I'm you could have that opinion.
here
No,
it comes.
you could do a joke whenever you want to do a joke.
Yeah.
Whether or not that joke is gonna land, you're right. Timing is everything. But no, you could do that joke whenever you want. You could do. I mean, it just wouldn't land. Can you imagine Can you imagine like being at a brisk and doing that joke? It wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make any sense. Why would you do that joke? Doesn't make any sense.
Being where?
Here's why I don't like that joke. I don't like that joke because it's fucking hacky. Because
It is. That's the only thing.
It's like every dad has done a version of that joke. Every dad has said that. I've heard that joke prior to me having children. Without exaggeration, I probably heard 6 or 7 of my friends that had kids before me tell the story of them telling the doctor that. Which is the only reason I didn't do it then is I was like, this is stupid. Like everybody's done this fucking joke. It's just hacky. Do I think it's a funny joke? No. Because it's already hacky. It's already been done to death by everybody that's a dad. 1. 2.
Is he a piece of shit though? Like, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Divorce
Is he a piece of
somebody
shit?
over? Like,
Misogynistic.
He's
He's misogynistic,
piece of
just
shit.
like my dad. And I'm surprised it's taking her this long to. Jesus Christ, guy. That's. And if she divorces you, I'll take her side. And like, wow. Over a fucking joke. Jesus.
Yeah.
Not over a joke. There's a lot more going on there.
It wasn't a fuck, marry, kill of Special Olympics people, but damn, Jesus.
Athletes.
What did I say?
He said people. He
People?
said
Oh,
Special
sure.
Olympics people.
They are people. You monster.
Yes.
They're people. They're athletes.
Thanks for watching.
Hey man, look, we're talking. What this is the whole show is talking about stuff like.
Oh, you see, this is
sharing
what,
of
you see, this is my
ideas.
wife. My wife says it's not a joke if the person that the joke is about isn't laughing, and that's incorrect.
Incorrect.
That's
It's just
incorrect.
the joke
It's still
didn't
a joke.
land for them.
It's still a joke. It didn't land with that person. Okay, it's still a joke. It doesn't make it less of a joke.
That's why Dave Chappelle is fine. That's why his
Exactly.
special is
So.
fine.
Correct.
Right.
It's
See
a
what I
joke.
just did?
Yeah.
And just ruined it.
Why?
No, I didn't ruin it for me. You proved my point twice.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
You proved my point twice. It's just a joke.
See,
Again,
and we can
there's a lot more to
disagree,
it.
and it won't. And I don't have to divorce Neri because we
I
disagree.
feel like
Hey,
I don't know who
divorce
would
me.
win. I'm not really sure who would win or lose in a divorce with Neri between you two. Like, who gets WuBro if you guys get divorced?
I mean, it's Neri's show. I moved
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
Yeah, I moved away. I'm back.
I don't think
because-
Vanessa would want it. I don't think Vanessa would want it.
Would want what? WuBro?
WuBro. She's like, get the fuck out of here. I don't want that shit.
You're thinking of you and Vanessa. She's asking if you and I get divorced because we disagree on Dave Chappelle. Whatever. The point being is that
No, we're dudes. We're fine. We could disagree and move
whatever.
on. Yeah, like I think binging is the way to go, and he thinks that watching it week to week.
Perfect circular back around to what was the topics of at hand. Really quick before as we end, Missy, do you agree or disagree? Which do you think makes more sense? And I will argue my point, and Neri can argue his.
Gotcha.
I believe that in order for a company like Netflix to capitalize on a show that they have spent millions of dollars producing, who knows how many millions, they should release it weekly like The Mandalorian or like some of the Amazon Prime shows to give people a chance to meme the fuck out of it and have it be present in people's minds. And then if you're a binge watcher, you can wait until the end. But the whole point of getting eyes and clicks and people wanting to watch it, the anticipation of a weekly release is more important. Or Neri.
Who likes
I
to binge everything?
I like the freedom because I'm an American. I like the freedom of having a choice, and because I'm an American and a patriot, I like. These are all words that mean Republican, and I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Danger,
I'm sorry.
danger.
This is danger. This is losing my argument really fast.
This is
No,
having
I like
Hinge
the freedom.
flashbacks.
I like the freedom to be able to have the choice of watching it whenever I want.
Right, but I'm talking about in terms of like from a business
No.
perspective.
Again, I'm just telling you my perspective. I appreciate being able to watch. In fact, I do exactly what you suggested. I have self-control, and when a show like Hawkeye, for example, that came out weekly, I waited to the very end.
Did you say Hawkeye or Hawk Guy?
Yes. I waited to the very end, and I just watched the last episode last night,
Right.
and it's that show ended a week or two ago. 2 weeks ago?
Last week.
Something like that.
Before? Yeah.
And I watched the last episode last night because I have self-control,
Right.
and I'd rather watch
But
them
do you
all.
think
in one
so
sitting.
you think it's better for Netflix to cater to someone like you? There's more people like you than there are people like me.
Here's what I'll say about this argument. Super unrelated, but the last 10 minutes stressed me out so much that I met my calorie burn goal for the day. So yay me. So here's what I think about that. I think that for Netflix specifically, it's not their brand, and for them to go back on the whole binging shtick, which they, if I'm not mistaken, started, would not be smart because it's like a drug dealer. Like, you gave us a taste of managing my time and how much I watch of what, when, where, and why, and now you're gonna take it away. Like, that's probably the only thing that's keeping people subscribed, because there's a lot of the shows that are on Netflix that are not just except for the originals, but I'm saying, like, in terms of binging, the binging
Like
catalog,
The Office and all that stuff. That's how they.
The Office, Dawson's Creek, like, there's a lot. HBO Max is coming in hard with
But
bingeable
those are shows
TV shows
that were already. It's like buying a season of TV on a DVD set, right?
But that's
you're-
just not the
you're
market
watching old
anymore.
shit.
That's just not the market anymore. That's never gonna work. It's kind of because that's not what we're all accustomed to now. So trying to make that retro, I mean, if you're like, it just wouldn't work. It would be more effective if you brought Blockbuster back for the retro like kind of feeling
for
to
sure,
it.
I want Blockbuster back.
Right?
I
But
absolutely want
but
Blockbuster back.
the option to
Mike
binge
also
or
wants
not,
MySpace back.
I actually would prefer MySpace. There was
Where
less
is
ads.
Tom?
There was no ads.
where is Tom?
People forget that shit was ad free. There was just a banner on the bottom, maybe. That shit was so fun. Nothing didn't track you. It didn't try to steal your data and sell it to China. It was amazing. Fuck, we don't respect Tom enough.
I love Tom.
I love Tom.
He was in my top 8 for a long time, bro.
He never left.
Mike's like he never left.
Never left. I still got it. I
Even-
got him on my top
Even when
8
you could
in
change it,
Facebook.
even when they made it so that you could change it, Mike's like,
He's
nope.
like, no,
Nope.
Tom is a ride or die. I just don't think there's a market to go back. Is my thing. And so no, I don't.
Go back? What do you mean?
To go back, like for Netflix specifically, to go into a weekly drop. They've never done it, and so
They've done it with a couple talk shows. They've done it with like Joe McHale and a couple other ones. They have
Right.
the capability. I'm not saying
But-
that. But my example I gave was The Witcher, right? Did
Okay.
you watch? Did you hear anything about The Witcher?
no, and I'm not. Only that he looks really fucking great in it.
Yeah. So that's all you know about The Witcher,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, but
That's-
she's not.
that's-
That's not her type of show.
Right.
She
But
didn't
how
watch season
quickly
1.
did you learn about The Mandalorian? How many times did you see a little Baby Yoda meme everywhere that was unrelated
Well,
to the actual
Baby Yoda's a
Mandalorian?
very cute character.
But I don't. Yeah,
Baby
I don't
Yoda's
think
a
it's.
very marketable character. You're not comparing apples to apples.
I'm comparing the fact that there was an opportunity for a character to come out and really shine.
Okay,
Mike,
but Mike,
you're
wait,
comparing
wait.
a marketable. You're comparing a marketable character by
Wait, hold on.
Disney.
I want to time
that
out.
was
You saying
designed.
Mike, like you're making a valid. My point is also valid.
They're
It's
all
I'm not saying
valid.
it's not valid. I'm not saying
I-
it's not valid, but you're changing the parameters of the conversation
not.
of
You
the
guys
question.
are.
Yes, you are. Now the parameters are becoming a marketable character that's created by Disney.
Anything, any part
That's
of a
sold.
show.
That's made to sell. The whole
You're-
fucking point
you're
of Baby
focusing
Yoda
on the wrong
is
part
a
of the
cute
thing.
character to fucking sell merchandise. Of course,
And you
she
think
heard
Henry
about Baby
Cavill's
Yoda.
Geralt of Rivia isn't cute? He's adorable. That guy.
He's
He's
not
Adorable is not the word I pick, but sure.
Yeah.
But
She
here's my
doesn't want to
question.
fuck Baby Yoda.
That would be very inappropriate. I have a
Exactly.
question though.
Well, he's 50.
Clarifying.
He's
I need
50.
a
It wouldn't be weird. He's 50.
I need a clarifying question.
Oh.
Mike, is your gripe with Netflix specifically, or just the normalization of binging?
No, the releasing of new content that
Ac-
is
across the
serialized.
board.
No, that is serialized, like TV shows that have like episodes in one big giant chunk. Why not just make a long ass fucking movie?
Right.
You know what
Well,
I mean? Like,
I
like-
don't know why.
but what I'm saying is like if it's episodic, you give a chance. So like with what's happening with Boba Fett right now, right? Boba Fett is coming out, and the second episode dropped. All right, it's giving people a chance to wind up, and they're going to get more. It's better business because
I didn't even know.
the
I didn't
word
even know
can
it
spread.
came out.
Yeah, but
I
you
didn't even know it came out.
live on the internet somewhere where you don't see spoilers for anything. You live in this miraculous.
Hey, but can we talk about real
Sphere.
quick? Real quick. Mike, Will, Watkins, and I today on Twitter got into this whole thread and this.
Oh, that's where this is
conversation.
coming from.
Yeah, of course.
And then
Gary
we-
can't let shit go when he loses. No.
And then we all randomly. Will Watkins was the one to bring up the Explore because I said I'm not on Twitter very often. And if it wasn't for these fucking notifications that somebody keeps replying to me, I wouldn't be on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not a Twitter guy. And then I'm on Instagram, and he's like, my Explore page. And I know, Mike, I don't know if you were thinking this, but I was like, Explore page? What the fuck is he talking? I was like, what the fuck is the Explore
Yeah,
page?
yeah.
I didn't even
I
know what he
haven't
was
gotten
talking
that
about.
update yet.
So we both did. We all three shared our Explore page on a screenshot of our Explore page on Instagram, and it's their fault. Like it's Mike and Will Watkins' fault. They clearly are going to things that like to spoil. They're going to accounts that like to spoil shows.
I don't
Because
go to
my
accounts
Explore
that spoil
page-
things. I go to I end up seeing it feeds me stuff that I like comic book wise.
The
And I
algorithm.
follow-
But how come
yeah.
it doesn't feed that? How come it doesn't feed me that? It doesn't feed me spoilerific shit. Because from your screenshot, And it's more so Will than yours.
Yeah, mine is not because I don't like that sort of thing.
Right. Will Watkins' screenshot of his Explore page on Instagram is literally like, spoiler alert, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, what the fuck is, and I don't get any of that. I get like, hey, look at this hot chick that's pushing her OnlyFans. Look at this cute puppy. Look at this 49ers update on the San Francisco 49ers. And then and a lot of Van Damme. A lot. Embarrassingly so. A lot of Van Damme.
An embarrassing amount of Van Damme.
And I think that's to parlay the conversation is like, I think you guys look up shit, and I think that's what the internet feeds you. It's like the algorithm is like what these guys are clearly into these kind of.
But that
and I don't.
Change... Okay, I'm sorry.
I don't look into that. I don't look for those things. So those accounts don't follow me. Those accounts I don't run into those accounts that give me spoilers. You gave me 2 characters that were in Hawkeye. You were like, oh, you didn't know about blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying it because Missy hasn't seen it, so I'm not giving specific names. And I said, no, I did. I honestly, to God, had never heard. I just saw the last episode yesterday. That's been out for 2 weeks. And I honestly, God, had never fucking, prior to watching it, never heard that those characters were in it.
Yeah, but you're out in the middle of the ocean, and it's different.
I get better Wi-Fi here than I do at home.
No, but the arguments, I don't think that anything of what you're saying about spoilers and stuff, yeah, that's just the internet being the internet. What I'm saying is the non-fans get to learn what that a show is out there because of the buzz around it.
I do agree with that. I do agree.
Like The Witcher 2 The Witcher's second season it's so fucking good, and you're not hearing anybody talk about it. Like a handful of video clips because I look for it because I'm looking for Witcher stuff and Henry Cavill stuff.
I gotta be honest. I didn't even know Witcher 2 had come out.
Yeah,
I didn't even know it had come out.
And
I follow him on Instagram. So I'm with you in the sense of like marketing from a marketing perspective. I do think it builds up more of a conversation, but that's also based upon the users. It's also based upon like, you know what I mean? Like
Netflix users don't do that. As opposed to like the other platforms that do weekly releases, like Amazon Prime, like Hulu, like
I don't know. I remember watching The Boys season 1, which was released all in one shot, and I watched it in one day, and it was like I need more. And then The Boys season 2,
the season 2,
yes, it was.
episode.
Yes, it was. And then The Boys season 2, they were like, we're gonna give you 2 episodes now, and then come back next week. We'll give you another episode. And I'm like, wait, what? What the fuck was this? What is this bullshit? So I agree with you that it creates more of a conversation, but also I'm fine with. I don't like watching it that way. I don't wait week to week, and I'd rather just. And Jeff is on here. Jeff will tell you. He'll be like, he'll get into the group chat and be like, "Hey, has everybody caught up with Hawkeye?" And I'll say no, and he's like, "Okay, then I'm moving on to a different topic, or somebody else that's seen it hit me up directly, a private conversation."
Yeah, I have a chat
and
with
that's
Will
it.
And yeah, we do that. We check
and
in.
I because I tell her, and I didn't watch any Spider-Man trailers. I didn't watch. I avoided those shits like the fucking plague. Look, Jeff Binge. He says he binged Cobra Kai one day. I still haven't seen Cobra Kai, which by the way I've been waiting for 2 fucking years. Mm-hmm. But because I'm on a cruise ship, I'm waiting to watch it with my wife. And I'm like, I've been waiting for 2 years. I could wait another week.
Right.
That's the self-control.
But
I'll wait.
Yeah, but they're not gonna make release schedules according to one guy in Sweetwater who.
But they are. I think what the point is if you want to wait a week, wait a week. If you don't want to watch it right now, don't watch it right now. It's
Same
up to you.
goes for release schedule, the weekly release.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying to you. I'm agreeing with you.
Right.
Hawkeye came out week to week, and I just waited to the end so I could watch all of it together.
Sure.
And that's fine. I don't.
That's what I'm saying. It's better.
However, you release it, just know that I'm not gonna watch it till it's all fucking.
I'm just mad because nobody's talking about The Witcher, and I'm like, it's good. You know, I'm like one of those that like in that Jim Gaffigan joke where it's like, I just saw Heat. I want to talk about Heat right now. You know, like nobody's
came
watched.
out like 5 years ago. Came out like 5.
Yeah, but I want to talk about it now.
All right.
Witcher
All right.
2,
Thank you guys
watch
for checking us out. It's a good episode. Now we've officially hit all the topics in the description. Thank you guys for listening. Missy. First of all, I should promote. We're gonna be doing the top 10 WuBro top 10 movies of the year. in a couple weeks, so make sure you keep tuning in for that. It should be a two-parter because that goes a little long. Missy's website is going to be up soon, so be on the lookout for that. She's still working on that. It's missywrites.com. It'll be up soon. Mike Mercadal could be found at Mike Mercadal everywhere. I could be found at Nary Signs or whatwashisname.com. And then
Or
make sure
in
to
the
check
middle
out
of the ocean.
or in the middle of the ocean. Check out the other podcasts on the Geek Pro Network that are including but not limited to, but let me tell you, the Mount Geekmore podcast, the Kickflix podcast, yeah. The Shiver Horror Movie Podcast, and Cramacopia with Jeff and Q, which is a fantastic true crime podcast that you guys should definitely be watching and listening to. And Chow Like a Best with Mike Valdez. Anyways, thank you guys for checking us out. And that's how winning is done.
Yeah.
And